Change of venue. No, I'm not going to tell you where I am. Yeah, wrongin'. Who's that? Tower Block Tracy, good evening, every wrongin'. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. The Wi-Fi is stable. And make sure I've done this. So I'm working with a slightly different computer this evening. I'm working. Make sure. Hang on a second. So we're slightly different this evening because I have no clue what I'm going to talk about. Literally no clue. I've been monitoring what's been going on, but I have no clue. Obviously, I have notes because those shysters have been at it again. Oh, before you say anything, that's neither hibiscus nor Jaeger bombs. It's got a G and a T in it somewhere. If you believe that, you believe anything. Council pop, as they used to say. So, Rebel, can't listen to the adenoidal, monotone, awful public speakers or the front bench. Completely agree with you. So, Rebel, Nikki Watson, evening, yeah, wrong, and welcome to the Body of the Kirk. Keith Mitchell, Louise Hampson, they're all great on me. Fed up with listening to all the BS that comes out of their mouths. Oh, well, you know me. Should we get stuck into the politicians tonight? Damn right. Who's that? Super Ted, let's do a music quiz. Why are you trying to put pressure on me, Super Ted? We've also got Stuart, vodka. Can you imagine if I was drinking that much vodka as a little livener? Can you imagine? Well, technically where I am is not in your time zone. I'm an hour ahead of you. So if only I was psychic. Evening, Adrian and chat, says Pete Sadler. Evening, Pete. Yeah, wrongin'. Andy says hello. Well, it was hi, misspelt. But Lily Bell. Good evening, Adrian. Good evening, Lily. Yeah, wrongin'. Andrew James says, interesting artwork on the walls, Rev. Ooh, tell me more, Andrew. If you're into art, tell me more. What? Well, you might be able to guess where I am from some of the bits of artwork. I doubt it, though. Grape and tonic water. Oh, the old bottle. So, as I say, I work with a PC. I have done for many years. And I'm back on mucking about with the Mac. It's as best as I could do. Pete Sadler, we've done that one in the field. Right, let's see if we can get to... Oh, hello. Wow. Oh, okay. Cuban Pete, I've come to the conclusion that 2-tier Kia and Robert Reeves are one and the same person. They look and sound the same with that unmoving face and Dalek voice. It's uncanny. And they both got the same size tits, to be fair. Viv Kenyon, hello all. And early in the pew tonight, ready for our ranting Rev. And all the goss. Vivian Darlow, welcome to the Body of the Kirk. What's going on in Darlington? I read something somewhere a couple of days ago about Darlington. They're starting something in Darlington, and I thought, oh, I better have a word with Viv next time she's on the live. Can't remember what it was. It was something quite big. Size queen. Let me just see if I can. Oh, yeah, beauty. Johnny Ray, Starmer is the result of an intimate encounter between Zippy and a Dalek, but not as entertaining. I don't know what you mean. So the Dalek climbing off the dustbin. Is the Etihad Stadium still a... I don't know, because the message went before I could see it. Can you tell that I literally am so inept with modern technology? Can we not go back to chalk and blackboard? Right, we did the Soul Rebel. We did Johnny Ray. Cuban Pete, welcome. Tower Block Tracy, a question. Rachel Reeves, is she A, Mrs. Doubtfire after a budget facelift and a bottle of Lambrini? Ooh, Lambrini. Or B, a drag race reject so rough even RuPaul would demand a refund? I think it's both. It's got to be a mixture of both. What's this, Andy Turner? In radio, did you stand up to do a show? Ooh, hang on a second. We'll get to that. Because... why is that now? Simply because... Hang on. Oh, bugger. Let's see if we do this. No. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get your... Why is that not? Flying out of it. I want to be able to read your... the words of the great Chinese philosopher, fuck it. I'm not interested anymore. I can't see your comments unless they're live. Villa 2, Celtic 0. From Cuban Pete. Wow, Villa playing well this year. One Rev, Soul Rebel, one love. So I'm not. I need you to be my eyes and ears this week. I've got 7 days. There will be a live on Sunday. I will try and make it more entertaining than the live tonight. And we will talk about stuff that matters. But I still have my morning papers with me, so to speak. And can I just say, I know I say this every single live, but what the actual is that shit on the front of the Sun? Call itself a newspaper? Harrowing shite. I'm hearing from multiple sources, thank you to Chris and others, who've been telling me that Sly News down the Swanee, off they go. They're in trouble financially. And I would suggest that the family that are not going, well, I can't. Technically I can't really speak for the family who own it. And, well, from what I hear, it's struggling financially. Now, I don't know whether it's... Can I say to you, I watched the Liverpool Crown Court coverage by Sky News, and I heard all the Scousers kicking off against Sky News and the Wokerati. Sky News going down the paywall route. Behave, Ray Norton. Not surely. Are they all going down the subscription route? Oh, here, man. I mean, we know that they've been going down the subscription route, not just Sky News, but loads of them. A bit like, Spotify and X and stuff. They all want you to pay a monthly subscription because that's the way they're going. Advertising doesn't work anymore because if you look at Jaguar and their advertising, well, they've bent over and took it right up them. And all this, the DIYs, the paint people, all the companies, they've gone woke, gone broke, including the BBC. They're not, look, they've got intellectual pygmies at the top of these companies that have gone away with it for so long. They have not got a clue. Absolutely naff all going on between their ears. Leanne Taylor, Talblock Tracy, didn't think it would last long. Enjoy. Ooh, I say. Who's going to pay for that crap? You're round the wrong way again, like you were on Sunday. Well, tell me you're round, then you're wrong. Hang on a second. How can I be round the wrong way? I'm not. How many fingers am I holding up? So, as I say, the game, the grift, was to get you to BBC saying you need license to watch Netflix. No, you can tell that the swear box is empty and I'm going to have to fill it up again. I mean, can you imagine the BBC being sort of all that and then saying, right, give us the money, otherwise we're going to jail you? Back in the day, they used to scare you by saying, it was like a, can you remember UFO, the TV thing? They used to have this antenna, this like sky dish on the top of this wagon. I mean, obviously it was a model and it was tiny. Speak for yourself. And it was like the BBC were coming around your street. Oh, we're going to find you. We're going to find you. We're going to jail you. We're going to jail you. And we're going to find you. And we're going to do all kind of unnecessary things. And oh, the embarrassment of somebody knocking on your door in front of the neighbours going, oi, you're wrong. You haven't got a BBC licence. You can't watch that. Put it down. But I was only watching Morecambe and Wise. Oh, you can't watch that. No, you've not paid your licence. And now everybody's like, I'm not paying me bloody licence. I haven't watched the BBC since 2021, says Stuart. Evening, Stuart. Yeah, wrong. But so the grift could be that they just want you to pay monthly, like Spotify, like the streaming services, like Netflix and others, Paramount and Disney. So by the time you want all these TV channels, certainly, you're paying stupid amounts of money just to watch the telly. Buttons fastened woman's way. Who that said that? There's a TV set on at number 5 and they're watching Columbo. Well, whatever gets you through the night. Have you heard about these parties? Peter Falk. No, the reason why, and can I say, the fashionista that just told me that wearing your buttons done all the way up is the woman's way, how do we and shite? You ask the fashion people how a polo shirt is meant to be worn. Now, technically, a polo shirt was those shirts that had button-down collars because they used to flap whilst playing polo on back of horse. But the short-sleeve polo shirt is meant to be worn with the buttons done up. Take it from me, I know me shizzle. Just one more thing, Johnny, says So Rebel. Flaps, Cuban Pete. Yeah. Nothing better. So what is going to happen eventually is everything that you watch or listen to and or buy, just like Fred Berry, says Aidan. I love the monthly TV licence investigation letter. It's a reminder that, and you see, it disappears off my screen. So they want you to pay monthly. So you are, and I've told you this before, please forgive my manners, but you're just a cash cow, man. Me and you. Is it Wednesday already? Evening Vic's text? Yeah, wrong. Stephen Hall. I was once told men always wear a wristwatch on the left hand. Des Ashton, you're utter wrong. You're such a sartorial fashionista. Well, what can I say? What can I say? Me and you, Des, all those bloody suits, do we wear them? I wear my watch on my wrist. I won't fit it on my hand. Oh, I say. I was, getting a little hot and heavy with one of my exes, and she says, "Oh, do you mind taking your ring off? It's hurting." I said, "That's not my ring. It's my bloody watch." So the grift is they want you to pay monthly. They want you to pay. Just go out to work, 9 to 5. You can't work from home now, 9 to 5. Just pay. And in the end, you've got an outlet for yourself. After Robert Reeves has nicked all your tax, just hope it's not an Apple Watch. Garen, how did you work that one out? Mind you, if it was an Apple Watch, it would start telling her that she's unfit. They are desperate, says Karina Jane. So Rebel and eat your insects. I know, because they think we're dumb. But the fantastic thing is this, and I was thinking we may get to this. In fact, I'm just going to jump in. So apologies to everyone at the beginning of the live. What I always do is I comment, just to engage with us, see how you are, see what's going on in the world, see what's going on in life. And tonight I haven't got a computer. I've just got to stare into this bloody phone. So apologies. The Bovril under the WEF and the digital banking system, you will not be permitted to save up your digital money. Do you want me to talk about digital money? Because I can. I do feel a bit of Psychic Adrian coming on. Digital coin. Yeah, we'll do that. Because I can't give you any whatsoever financial advice, of course. But I'm just going to tell you what I've done. I haven't done anything. I'm just looking at it. I pay with cash, says Stephen Hall. Thank God for here. Yes, obviously Amalia. So what we're going to talk about? Yes, there was. I was just kind of sitting there, minding my own business, as I do. Cash is king, of course, Cuban Pete, but not for much longer. The fiat currency's done, finished, over. All these people that have squirreled away all the paper money that's under their beds, gone. And I will justify that, but I want to say this thing. So, have you noticed how these, Des Ashton, have you got any Maltesers? Melts in your mouth, not in your hand, Des. Like some of my ex-girlfriends. How did you pull up that, is it that one? I don't know what's on that picture. Better than up your bum, Aidan. Napoleon blown apart. Oh, Napoleon blown apart in the body of the Kirk. So I was just kind of sitting thinking about, now last week when WEF was ongoing, I told you about WEF, I told you about Davos. I've been to Davos loads and I know stuff. I do know stuff, some of which I can't bring here. I apologise for that, but I know stuff. London is terrible for card-only nonsense. Oh, what's that thing? Hang on the underground. Oyster card. So if they want to know where you are, they know where you are. Because every time you use the underground or any of the stations in London, ping, ping, ping. And they'll be like, oh, it's that Ginger Wrongen again. What's he up to? Oh, has he been down to the smoke? Has he been down to his nation's capital for a bit of... hi, AA, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, man, Leah. We've been going a little. So they know what you're doing because... when we had lockdown, the stupidity that was lockdown, and have you noticed that it's also lots of it coming out? Not out, just out. And have you noticed that this may end up being a stream of consciousness tonight? They know what you're doing. They know what you listen to. They know what you watch. They know what you do because you're pinging it with your card. They have all the data belonging to you. Vivian Darla says, Big Brother, I know. But I want to ask you this. And what we'll do is I'm going to ask you to answer some questions. And when you do, I'll have a look at it tomorrow because I can't have a look at it on here because when it goes mad, it goes proper mad. But I was thinking about the role of governance and the role of parents. Now, surely a human being should know how to parent a child. I'm being facetious because nobody knows how to parent a child. Nobody. There isn't a book written for it. There's no rule books apart from you can't do so. And then that's when the government comes in. So I was thinking the other day, if you look at the Labour front bench, look at the black circles under their eyes. It's almost as if they're having to do a decent day's work for their 160 grand a year or 91 grand a year. Digital dosh, what happens when the grid goes down? Quite. So, and I am going to talk about that. So you've got parenting and governance. Now, in our naivety, we thought that parenting was making sure that the children didn't do anything to hurt themselves and or others. In essence, parenting is about protecting the child from themselves because they're a bit mad. Give them some E-numbers, they'll run around for days, but they're mad. And they kids, 3 going on 30. We've all experienced it, whether it's kids or grandkids. They always know more than the adults. I just sit there and laugh. Life will get to you, and when it does, don't come crying to me. So we have the parenting and we have the governance. It's turned out that the governance, King Charles I was executed on January 30th, 1649, 414 years ago. Charles I, now we've got Charles the Weak. He's not. We'll get to Charles the Weak in a second. Thank you for the Because is he Charles the First was Scottish. Charles the Second was the English king. Am I right? And then this Charles is just Charles the Weak. Charles the Third. Comes after second and before fourth. Cuban Pete, you're wrong. So let's get back to parenting and governance. And it seems to me that you have the left, and we can use America as an example, where they've just got President Brown trousers, Charles Sausage Fingers. Camilla's never stopped smiling since she met him. And you've got Biden, and you've got these utter namby-pamby pinko liberals who are like, oh, this, that, and the other, and oh, shall we go invade Ukraine? Or, oh, shall we give more money to Ukraine so I can skim some off the top? Oh, did I say that out loud? Charles the Merry Monarch. Well, his nose has gone a bit red, so I would suggest that, well, you know, organic sausage fingers. Does he lick them first? And after Charles the First, we get cheerful Cromwell, a bit like Keith, now I think about it. So what we have with the left, who are not very good at governance, they're not very good at anything, really, other than nicking your money. That's what they're good at. Ask Tony Blair, ask Gordon Brown. What an utter failure that man is, in my view, because he gave away all of our gold at the bottom of the market. Doesn't take Einstein to work out that that's a pretty shit thing to do. And now we've got Robert Reeves, who, I mean, that helmet of hers. As I say, I've got me Bobby's helmet, which I do like to sit in front of the fire and polish every now and again. And she's got some motorcycle helmet. Does she clean it often? I'd lick it, Rachel, if I was you. It does bring it up with a nice shine. So Robert Reeves, this governance, Labour, what they do is they create more governance. They create more government. And me and you, all we want is somebody, Darth Reeves, that's brilliant. All we want is people who are going to do things for the better or best of the taxpayer. Look at America. Look at America. Now, if I'd had more time and been able to make some notes to work from, then... What bloody hell's that? Interesting. I would have written down some notes to kind of prove to you that these... Sorry, it must have been the peas for dinner. These ne'er-do-wells, the governance becomes more government, more and more and more and more. So they take all the tax and start paying people like stupid money, like DEI hires on 90 grand or 100 grand a year. And all these people that are just at it, they've got a job, they've got a title, they're at it. But the governance goes, that's fine, we'll look after you, we're in charge. Okay, so what about the kids? Oh, just leave that to us, we're fine. Parents, you can stick your head back up your backside. I know you find it quite difficult with the little shits, technical term that we use in radio, and it's, parents are tearing their hair out. I mean, you've got Gen Z, the entitlement generation. What is Gen Alpha going to do? I mean, dear Lord. But the reason why I am mentioning this and the reason why I thought about this is, why aren't the parents parenting? Why aren't the government foxtrot Oscaring and leave people to parent their own kids? I'll tell you for why. Because it benefits the Labour Party to have more governance. They want to control you. So let's go back through this stream of consciousness. I mentioned the Labour front bench. They know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. But what they're doing is they are giving you double speak. Hang on to that phrase, because you and I are going to use it an awful lot over the next few months. So the politicians, they'll stand up either at the dispatch box or when they're doing an interview. And I know everybody's taking the mickey out of Sir Keir Starmer. As I say, he uses his personality as contraception. And the Labour front benches, whether it's Robert Reeves or whether it's Ginger Growler or whether it's Starmer the Harmer, look at them. They've all got massive dark circles. Now, whether they need to go to Killary and say, here, Killary, can I have some of that adrenochrome, please, to make them like 21 again? But Yvette Cooper, well, I mean, I don't really want to use her name. Home Secretary. The Home Secretary has come out, not out, just out. She's married. Mind you, they're the worst ones. I'm not casting any aspersions towards our Home Secretary. I am merely saying that she's come out and gone. So this online safety bill, what we're going to do is we're going to make it more stringent. And you think, oh, well, hang on. What do you mean, stringent? Yes. So what we're going to do with the government is we recognise that parents are just idiots. They're taxpayers, so they're nice idiots. We're just going to cream all the taxes off. And then we're going to come back for some NI, national insurance. And then we're going to come back for some council tax. And then we're going to come back for just everything. And woe betide you if you think you're actually going to do anything with your money, your hard-earned cash. And they're saying that parents, cash cows. Children, well, they don't know what they are, do they? There's Keir Starmer, doesn't even know what a bloody woman is. Ask Lord Ali. You've got all this stuff going on, and the government's saying, we are going to take your kids. We're going to look after your kids. You're not, because you're just a cash cow and you're just a shit parent, and send them to us, and we'll abuse them, and we'll let other people rape them, and we won't actually have anything to do with them because, well, they're just cannon fodder, really. We'll go to war again, and we'll just, send your kids out there with a gun and tell them to shoot some of the bad people. I'm being facetious, of course. I am kind of winding you up a little bit, because the thing that I worked out is, whatever happened to parents? So you've got the Home Secretary standing at the dispatch box telling me and you, and I swear loads at the telly when I'm watching these cretins. I swear all the time. I will be honest with you, I've got really bad Tourette's when I see a fucking Labour Party member stand up there at this dispatch box and spout shit. So, yes, well, what we're going to do is, we're going to make sure that the online safety bill is, it's going to look after your kids, because you can't, you're a parent. How very dare you? And I thought, hang on a second, why don't you just leave looking after the little ones to the parents? I mean, I know that you get upset, these are the Labour politicians, you get upset when some of these parents start talking to the legacy media, the mainstream media, and saying, my child was raped by a Pakistani rape gang. Oh, it really upsets Starmer, the Harmer, and others, because they then go, well, obviously, the kids have been watching stuff online. Axel Rudakabana et al. They've been watching stuff online. And you think, they haven't. And if they have, why don't you give more powers, to parents? We don't need more governance. We don't need more government. We don't need more Labour Party. We definitely don't need more Labour politicians, because they're making an absolute shit fist of it all and trying to tell us that they're telling us the truth. No. Twats. Hang on. Can you see my lips move? Oh, I haven't got the right cup. So we have a situation where Labour are saying, you're crap parents, crap grandparents, you have no say, you have no involvement in the kiddywinkles' little lives. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure there's no free speech. We're going to make sure that you can't do or say anything that we don't like because you think it's free speech. No. That Home Secretary stood up with the dispatch box, and I swear to God, your God, Iceland Supermarket could employ criminals to help them avoid jail time. I'd rather shoot the feckers, because we've got people who do bad things and then go to court, and they can't be sent away to their country of origin because, well, I'm bisexual. Means he pays money for it. I'm bisexual. So I can't go back because I'll be stoned to death. Yeah, but what you did was heinous. What you did was horrible, and you need to be punished. Well, you can punish me if you want, but just don't deport me, because I'll be stoned to death when I get back there. I'm bisexual. I pay for it. And the bloody judges believe them. I mean, I know. Look, I've told you before, lawyers and barristers are not my favourite people. Look, they may be wonderful people outside of a courtroom, but in a courtroom, these people just will do anything for money. Anything for money. And they'll charge you like 5, 10, 15 grand for writing a letter. And again, I'm exaggerating, but have you ever met a nice lawyer or a nice barrister? A couple, but I've met hundreds in my time. And they're all at it. Mind you, there's a bloody barrister leading the country, Mr. Prime Minister. So, in essence, after going around the houses, I will tell you this. Why isn't the Labour Party, and they're saying that what they're going to do is they're going to introduce breakfast clubs. They're going to introduce this, that, and the other. Why not just allow parents to parent? It's not the government's job. It's not Starmer's job. I mean, how many kids has he got? You can answer if you want. Blair was a barrister, so was his missus. Yeah, Sherry loved showering with other women. Kaplan, what was her name? Carol Kaplan used to go and have a shower with Sherry. Not quite sure where Blair was, probably on Hampstead Heath. Charles Linton, Bow Street Magistrates. I keep telling you, do it, do it, do it. But I don't know why this Marxist government can't just allow parents to be parents, because parents are with their children, the good ones. I mean, obviously there's some bad apples, but most parents are with their children every single day. They know the subtleties. They can read their children if they're paying any attention. And the stuff that kids, they think they know better, they don't. Parents, do they know better? I would hope so. I would hope that there was no abuse of any kind, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental. I would hope that there wasn't. There is. But it's these politicians, they use that as a bat to beat us with. You just watch, they will bring in a no smacking ban. They have done, Hayden, because you raise your hand. I mean, what was it? Is it spare the rod, spare the child? There has to be, the reason why, in my view, society is so weak now, and why there's little hope for the generations coming through, is because the difference between boys and girls is that you need different skills for both of these genders, so that the girls have to be done a different way. They completely altered the educational system so that the girls could actually do it on your coursework through the year. Because, to be fair, women, or young girls, teenage girls, are shit at exams. They're better at continual assessment. As we're young guys, they're lazy, man. They're lazy. They don't want continual assessment because that means they've got to work, but they'll cram for an exam and do quite well at the exam. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Thank you, Leah. Starmer, don't spare the rod. I baby's arm with an orange in it. So you've got the Ne'er the Twain shall meet. And now they've changed the educational system so that the lads have got to do continual assessment, which is why they're doing, in my view, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that's why the lads are not doing, they're not doing so well at school. So, in essence, what I'm saying to you tonight, watch these feckers, these caring, understanding 90s type that purport to be politicians with their double speak, and they are ruining our children. Now, I know this positive affirmation for the last 20 years. Positive affirmation, oh, everybody can take part. Got that, Stephen? And everybody's taking part, everybody gets a medal, but it gives children life skills to lose, to know what losing means and feels like and has an effect on them. It has to have an effect, because where do we get our sports stars from? Where would we get our football stars from? Where would we get our athletic stars from? Because they have to feel the pain of failure to actually face themselves. And yet this government, and I'm going to get to Robert Reeves in a second, this government are just saying to adult humans, no, let your government love you. Let your government deal with things. Go back to sleep. Your government loves you. And everybody goes, okay, thank you. Started March 2020. I'll only be five or 6 weeks. Don't worry. We'll look after it. And then Bojo the Clown's on the telly all the time going, Aussie breakdancing is the end result, Adrian. Don't. I mean, I look at that. I look at the Olympics. Breakdancing. I come from a generation which Crazy Legs and breakdancing and all the kind of the hip-hop culture out of America, whether it be East Coast or West Coast. And this woman in the Olympics, Des Ashton, before you enjoy success, you must have tasted failure. We're back to Bonnie Blue again. So I'm just letting you know that I do not trust these politicians as far as I can spit them, because parents do not need the government to parent their children. They don't. I know the government wants them to go out to work and earn their shekel and pay all the taxes. I mean, it's getting up to like 50% of taxes, 46%, 50% of taxes. A token of which, I see Robert Reeves is back from, Rachel from Accounts is back from WEF. That's the World Economic Forum. It's where Klaus Schwab just kind of works out what he wants to do, except when it's the Donald, and the Donald just dials in and goes, hello, lads. Yeah, Donald here. Right. The who? I'm going to sack that lot off. 500 million a year. Golf, I'm not paying 500 million a year. How much the Chinese paying? 39 million, Donald. Right. We're not even going to pay that. Stuff it. We're sacking off the who. And all these caring, understanding 90s types in Davos had to just take it. How far do you want me to bend over, Donald? All the way, son. And I'm not going to use any lube. Because if you look what's happened in the last couple of weeks, wealth extraction, it's not excoriation, extraction forum. So Klaus and everybody else who want to do what they want to do, including Bill Gates, I mean, surely he's got to be one of the most evil men on planet Earth after wanting to inject those little kids. He said it in the interview, not me, right in the arm, inject them right in the arm. Right, Bill, mate. We're not going to give you saline solution. We're not going to give you salt water. We're going to give you the vaccines that you gave to everybody else. Is that okay? Would you agree with that? Brilliant. Because you know what happens then, don't you, Bill, mate? Yeah. So the Donald's kicking off with all these organisations, and Robert Reeves goes to WEF. What does she come back with? Well, I keep telling you, do not look at what is in front of your eyes. look at what's not there. And when Robert Reeves is on the telly and giving speeches, what's not there? Starmer. Where is he? Because he had his personal vanity photographer. Vanity photographer. What? The actual vanity photographer? All right, lads, not a problem. Who's paying for that? You. Oh, Lammy and Growler and Rachel Reeves and everybody, they've got vanity photographers. Now, let me tell you, I am witness to, personally, I understand this completely, but the Queen Elizabeth II, she not only had vanity photographers, she had vanity videographers. She can afford it. She was the Queen. She was the Queen. Queen Elizabeth II. So everything that she did would be recorded for posterity. So that in 500 years, imagine if we had Henry VIII going, oh yeah, bunch of wrong-uns. Me missus, she's not providing me with a son and heir. So can we chop her head off? Can we video it? Because in 500 years, they're going to be going, Henry, that's a bit. Did you have syphilis, mate? So they've all got vanity photographers, including, and I know that I'm supposed to be kind of measured and appropriate, but Starmer boils my piss. He goes to Auschwitz because his wife's Jewish, so that's why they'll have gone there. But they go there, nobody else in frame, nobody else there, just the Starmers. How dare they? And they've got a vanity photographer. How do you think you got that in the morning rags the day after? But then you had to look at what Starmer was doing. Do not take what the dailies, the red tops are feeding you, because it's bullshit. It's all lies. And if Sly News is going down the Swanee, I've already told you that the Sun newspaper lost the last full financial year £50 million. Only kept going by government advertising. They can't even get advertising anymore, any of the newspapers, because we're not interested. Are we interested in buying? I mean, when I read the Times on a weekend, or the Sunday Mail or the Daily Mail, they're packed with adverts. I wonder whether anybody is buying any of the products that these adverts are advertising. I doubt it, because I'm not going to buy stuff that's meant for a 90-year-old bloke. I'm not going to buy this shirt or buy this shit, or in the magazines for all the newspapers, it's all for women now. It's not men. They don't care about us. We're not their audience, which is fine. That's okay. But like Doctor Who, when you tell men you're not our audience, the men just go, not a problem, mate. Not a problem. We'll just wander off this way and we won't come back. No, we're going this way and we're not coming back. And then the BBC go, oh, shit, man, what we done to Doctor Who? So the newspapers go, oh, shit, man, what we done? The men don't read except the sports pages. Now, if you look at the daily papers, they've got dozens of pages dedicated to sport. That's the only thing that keeps the men coming back. They don't want to read Dear Deirdre. They don't want to read, oh, I've been having an affair and my husband found out. They don't want to read the bullshit that's in newspapers. They don't even, the zeitgeist in the country don't even want to read about Bonnie Blue. Yeah, I know that, Nick, the BBC's box ticking again. But the point I want to make is this. Rachel from Accounts, let's get back on topic. Rachel from Accounts went across to WEF in Davos and was there a week. Starmer disappeared. He was there at PMQs last Wednesday. I don't know whether he was today. Jesus, is it just me hair? Angelic Inspirations. Technically, unless it's... So, let me just explain this before I continue with Robert Reeves. basically when I record the video, I flip it so that you can read the stuff behind me without using a mirror going, what's he got on that writing there? So it ends up with me parting being this side, not this side. And I'm doing live tonight. So on the lives, it's kind of just me ugly fizzog and that's it. So I apologise, angelic inspirations. But me parting is right. It's on me head. That's all that matters. So Robert Reeves, she's back from Davos. She wasn't out there for a day. She wasn't out there for 2 days. Do you know what I've just thought of? Let's get back to Charles the Weak. Can I just interject with this point? Charles the Weak has said that he doesn't want an HMS, His Majesty's ship, called Agincourt. Well, you know the Agincourt salute, don't you? Because, well, it might upset somebody. Why? It's a bloody great victory for the English, the British. What are you talking about, man? You're the king of all faiths. You're the king of the Brits. Stop mucking about. Agincourt. And you know what the Agincourt salute stands for? Don't use Google. Basically, our army went across to spank the French again. I mean, it became a regular occurrence. I will stop this and go back to Robert Reeves before you start. And Agincourt, basically, we had all the archers just loosen off all the arrows. And the French, if they got hold of the bowmen, used to chop off these 2 fingers, because what were these 2 fingers used for? Pulling the bow back and loosen off the arrows. So the archers in the army, the British or English army against the French, used to, at Agincourt, used to go, up yours, I've still got me drawstring, me bowstring fingers that I can fire arrows, so up yours, became known as the Agincourt salute. And there's Charles the Bloody Weak saying, you know, can't call it HMS Agincourt. Why not? 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup. Even the Americans in on the game saying, yes, well, we won World War II. No, you bloody didn't. You might have given us money, but we're the fighting nation, the supreme fighting nation worldwide. Took on the Germans, beat them. Took on the French, beat them. Took on the Spanish, beat them. So if you want to know, mind you, we took on, no, the Americans took us on because they weren't prepared to pay the taxes to the king, and well, they won, seemingly. So Robert Reeves, she's come back from WEF, man. She's come back with the script. She's come back after being, well, whatever she was being. But they were telling her what to do and how to do it. And she's come back and all of a sudden, Starmer's disappeared. Don't know where he is. He might come back for PMQs, but other than that, Starmer asking for some ideas from people who might know a bit. They want ideas for the government. Well, I'll give you one right now, Sakia. Foxtrot Oscar, because we're sick of you. We've had enough. Please, please, honestly, you can have as many suits as you want. You can have as many private jet travel as you want. You can have as many bits and pieces as you want. Please, just fuck off. Please. Just had away. Because literally the whole country's on its knees. We've had enough. What you're doing to us, me and the taxpayer that's watching this tonight, all you are doing is crippling us. And you think it's funny? We don't. And we've had enough of you. So please, Zakia, take your 3 kids, take your part-time wife and Lord Ali and go and live in a yurt somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Please, we'd love you to. We won't hassle you. We won't shout at you. We won't swear at you. We just want it, please. And the Labour Party, HMS Surrender Monkey, Alan, you're wrong, and that's brilliant. We've got the powers in the Labour Party. Sakia's not the power in the Labour Party. He does as he's told. There are people whose name you don't know, whose position you don't know, who don't make themselves known to anybody. And Ernst Goldfinger, yeah, wrong. They have all the power. You think that the Prime Minister has the power when you've got Mandy Mandelson, who's now the ambassador to America, and the Americans are all laughing at us. And they looked at the two Millipede brothers, and Donald laughed and went, "Oh no, lads, I've got some Scottish blood in me, a bit of Northeastern, so you can foxtrot, Oscar, and Hadaway and shite." And then they went, "Oh, so can we have Peter Mandelson, Jeffrey Epstein's mate? You seen the photographs? Jeffrey Epstein's mate." So what was he doing? What were all of his telephone numbers? And I've got them stored. Fact. Do you know what I'm going to do? Correct. I've got his phone number somewhere. Should I? Hello? Hello, Peter. It's Jeffrey Epstein here. And then listen for hot. So look, Mandy Mandelson, friend of, I can't do it now because I'm doing me thingy into my phone that I would need to. I'm definitely going to give it a go because there was like 6 or 7 numbers in Epstein's little black book that all belonged to Peter Mandelson. There once was a bloke called Mandy. Johnny Ray, go on, finish the poem off. So why are we choosing an ambassador to America? Because he'll get all the, the limos, the big houses, and the servants, and all the stuff that goes with being ambassador to America from the UK. Why? Because Donald Trump is not a stupid man. He will know what Mandy Mandelson is in. I mean, we all know what he's into. He's the Prince of Darkness. So why would we put someone with no power, say-so, anything? And I did say to you, this is kind of like, it must have been a year ago, I did say to you, if you get Keir Starmer, you get Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, Mandy Mandelson, because they were all lining themselves up for a bit of this and a bit of that. Probably the bit of that that got them into trouble. So we are a joke. We have a king, Charles the Weak, who thinks that will offend people. HMS Agincourt. Wow, I mean, look, we've kicked the French ass for hundreds of years. Even Napoleon Bonaparte, see what I did there? He never beat us. And he was all the way down into Egypt, and he got arrested, and then, was it not St. Helier? Which island was he put on to die? So don't be mucking about with us, because we're a proper fighting nation. For thousands of years, people have tried to conquer us and failed. So we'll get back to Robert Reeves. These orders, so the people in power have evidently, in my view, have said to Sir Keir Starmer, here, two-tier, you're a bit toxic, mate. Because every time people look at the telly, they want to smash the telly in. So what we're going to have to do is you can be the figurehead of the Labour Party because you are the prime president. And so what we'll do is we'll keep you off the telly and we'll use Ginger Growler and Robert Reeves and that intellectual pygmy, Lammy, and the others. Yvette Cooper. Who'd want her brief? I said brief. Singular. So she's wanting to stop you from having freedom of speech. Robert Reeves has the shadow dwellers telling her that they know that the Labour Party is in trouble. The Labour Party is toxic. And I guarantee you this, those that are supporting the Labour Party, those that are supporting Sir Keir Starmer, those that are supporting the Marxist wokerati, the scum-sucking pond life, well, they're going to find out. If they go woke, they're going to go broke. I don't wish it on them, but look, the newspapers can't make a profit. Finished, done, over with. Broadcasters, ITV and the like. Woke, go broke. I bet you can't get... So the latest one is an eye-bleeding disease out of Africa. 9 people have died from it. Oh, I wonder which lab that one came from then. Because the CIA, just on a little tangent, the CIA is now saying that they believe, with high probability, that the Charlie 19 came out of a lab in China. Fan my brow, the conspiracy theorists get it right. Again. But you weren't allowed to say that. Look on social media when you were saying to people, be careful, the jibber jabber, it's out of a lab. It's a bio weapon. No, you're talking out your backside. Well, I think you'll find that we were right. The CIA have come out this week. Not out, just out. They've come out this week and said, well, yeah, it's high probability. It's come out of a lab in China. And there was the man that's in power in America right now in late 2019 was saying, China. He was talking about ivermectin. He was talking about all the stuff that now turns out would have been beneficial, except all the stuff that we should have used, according to Trump and others who are more educated than me in specialist fields. If they had had their way, the people that made the shit ton of money, I'm not talking about the odd million or two, I'm talking billions and billions and billions of dollars. Those that made all that money, they wouldn't have made it, would they? So now that the shadow dwellers are saying to Robert Reeves, Rachel, if you don't do as you're told, you're going back to complaints. If you don't do as you're told, we will send you back to complaints. And while you're at it, we're getting rid of that toxic, caring, understanding 90s type that is to take care. We're going to get rid of him. We're just going to tell him that he's got a back office in 10 Downing Street and you can be the ipso facto prime president. Or you think, do you think I should get my hair done? I'm the first female chancellor ever in the world, and I've been female chancellor of the Exchequer for months now, and look at how well I'm doing things. How well's Rachel from accounts doing? Shit, boss. What do you mean? Well, the economy's tanking, but she said it's not. Would you believe her? No. So why are you saying that then? So Robert Reeves has had her orders. You will find over the next few months that she may take a more prominent position. Oh, I say, doctor. A prominent position on the front bench. Possibly prime president in all but name. Do you know that I think I didn't catch all of the speech because I was mid-air, so to speak, in an aeroplane before you start, you pervert. She backs the third runway at Heathrow. And forgive me for being a cynical old tart, but every time I watch these intellectual pygmies in Parliament, they're at the grift. I've told you what politics is about. It's not for the greater good. It's not benefiting communities. It's not benefiting the country. It's not benefiting anybody else other than the politicians. Can you remember HS2? Whatever happened to the billions and billions of pounds spent on that was spunked up the wall by numerous politicians, some buying houses that just happened to be in the pathway of HS2, and then having compulsory purchase orders against those houses, which was sometimes double or treble the amount that they paid for the house. You catching the grift yet? So now, HS2 kind of went, off it went. It Foxtrot Oscar. And loads of tax money was spunked on that particular vanity project. But who made the money? We all know who made the money. It was the bloody politicians. And now, Reeves backs third runway at Heathrow. So who is going to make the money from that. They have to have, it appears that every government has to have a big project that they can skim billions of pounds off so nobody sees. Nobody sees the draft accounts, nobody sees the project, nobody sees the tenders for certain things. They just go, oh my word, it's 20 billion pounds over budget. Well, fan my brow. How did it get over budget? Yeah, wrong. And oh, well, I just wanted a new car and a new bathroom and a new kitchen and a third home. So, you know, these lovely people who are building things for us are taking the bloody money. As Johnny Ray says, fool me once, shame on me. So the amount of money that is going to be taken out of the public purse for the politicians and their corruption knows no bounds. And how do I know that if we go for a third runway at Heathrow, there's going to be massive arguments amongst the politicians? There's going to be massive arguments with the political parties. Do you want to know how I know? Because there always is. It's really simple to see. They get a big project and everybody wants their bishop's finger in the pie. Just watch, just watch. They are the entertainment arm of the military-industrial complex, and who's going to make money from that? I'm going to ask you a question. Well, it's not a question for you, per se. It's a question for David Beckham. Why all the secrecy, David? Cuban Pete, one, you're wrong. People are homeless, and yeah, exactly. Sniffy. Darling, don't worry. We're going to go to Paris soon. We'll be able to pick up a £5-6 million Bugatti. Do you not want one any longer, darling? You can't say that, Adrian. You can't say that. That's defamation. Not that I've just said something that was going around my head that I'm so glad I didn't say, because it would have landed me in very hot water. But why the secrecy, David? And if any of your team are watching this, why the secrecy about Davos and about WEF? We know that you were one of 3 recipients of a Crystal Award for your philanthropic work. What philanthropic work is that? Staying married to Victoria? What philanthropic work have you been doing? Because as sure as eggs are eggs, it would have been all over the bloody papers all day, every day. That boy loves his picture in the paper. Yeah, golden balls for crystal balls. Services to Blofeld or servicing Blofeld. We want to know, David, why the secrecy? And how do I know that the secrecy? It's because your best mate, or one of your best mates, Gary Neville. Gary Neville was in Davos, and somebody kind of was just walking around trying to doorstep the people, the politicians, and the famous. And he saw Gary Neville. And he was like, hello? What are you doing here? Oh, I've come to see her. I wasn't feeling that. Didn't believe that. And he said, so come on, what you here for? And the guy didn't know that David Beckham was there to receive the Crystal Award. One of 3 people. It only goes to 3 people a year. And it's normally highfalutin politicians or heads of state or something. It's a bit like a Nobel Prize of sorts, I suppose. But it's given at Davos. So you have to ask the question, why would it be given at Davos? Why couldn't they given it somewhere else, sometime else? So what's this philanthropic work that he's been doing? I am not aware. Are you? That's to you, not David Beckham, by the way. So there's also something that surprised me, because there was a wall of photos in Davos last week, and they had loads of different people from different parts of the world, and they had David Beckham, Ambassador David Beckham, Ambassador of the World Economic Forum. David, how does that one work then? And then there was another ambassador, Nile Rodgers. Now, if you don't know who Nile Rodgers is, Nile Rodgers is the guitarist from Chic. I Want Your Love, Le Freak, Dance, Dance, Dance. And all of a sudden today, let's see if I can find it. All of a sudden today, I saw this, because if you play with the big boys, there's obviously a benefit to playing with the big boys. And by the way, that ref, Coot. Oh yeah, man, we can see through it. So now you're like, I'm gay, right? Who cares? Oh, well, you know, I was just worried that I might be outed, and if I was outed, then, well, you know, my life would all go to rat shit, and, well, you know, feel sorry for me, I'm coming out in the sun, man, feel sorry for me. Yeah, mate, no. You were doing lines of Charlie, and you were off your tits, and you got caught out. Bad luck, mate. So Nile Brings the Blues was on the Bizarre page today. And I was just thinking to myself, you know, he's an ambassador for the World Economic Forum. There you go. Can you see it? See, what's Nile Rodgers suddenly getting all this press about them? That's how it works. They either use Jeffrey Epstein or Diddy or somebody else or people that know stuff. Oh, it's backwards, you Roman. Bloody hell. I have no idea why you've just referenced Zetland FM on a Saturday night. So, why the secrecy? David. Why the secrecy, Gary Neville? I mean, I know Gary's a bit of a lefty, but why? Let's change subject. Two things. You know, when you see things and you see people in the media, and the media is one way and you want it to be a different way, or you look at someone in the media and you think, something about them, not quite sure. So Elon Musk, what do you make of Elon Musk? Is he kind of this genius? Is he this legend? Is he a living legend? Is he taking all of the contracts from the American government to put... so he's going to rescue two people that have been up on the space station, International Space Station, for too long, and he's going to send rockets up there to dock with the International Space Station to bring them back down to Earth and be hailed a hero. And they're talking about his car that he launched years and years and years ago. They thought it was a satellite, and then they realized it's just a car. Let me tell you my personal experience. So when I joined X, a bit like joining YouTube, I put a lot of work into what I do for these lives, for the videos. It's literally 24/7. And then I added X because I thought, having had a Twitter profile for quite a while, I thought, you know, let's see if we can monetize an X profile. So I've got it verified. I paid the money so that I would get my blue tick. So they verified who I am, and I am who I am, and the contacts that they have, the data that they have proves that I am Adrian Allen. Fine. So I thought, right, it's 500 subs to become monetized on X. That's all it takes, 500 subs. So I grafted, because this is not easy. Social media stuff is not easy. Especially if you're learning PDQ. 500 subs, and I hit 500 subs. I was like, oh, this is just brilliant. After months and months and months of hard work. So I get to 500 subs. Go into my profile, and I find out that it's 500 verified subs, which is those with a blue tick. So I was crestfallen, and I thought, oh, all that graft that I'm doing, and the goal has moved. They've moved the goalposts. Wonder who took that decision? Elon. So I thought, all right, dust yourself down. You're just going to have to go for 500 verified subs. How long is that going to take? No idea. Could take years. And then I got an alert on my phone. They had automatically updated my costings, as in they took 100 quid out of my bank account without me even knowing, and they renewed my verified status on X. Not much I can do about it. I didn't realise it was going to come round so early in January 2020. 100 quid's a lot of money to me. And then I went back in to, I was just looking at the background workings of my profile on X. And now, not only is it not 500 subs, not only is it not 500 verified subs, they've increased the total. For anyone to become monetized on X, you have to have 2,000 verified subscribers. 2,000. And I don't want to be part of that game. I'm absolutely gutted, because you're chasing a dream that's never attainable, and they take money out of your bank account. That was actually one of my cards. Without any warning, without saying your membership's up in 2 weeks, you've got 2 weeks to decide whether you want to continue. I don't even know whether there's a cooling off period where I can say, no, I don't want to be verified. But that's Elon Musk, because that's where the buck stops. So I know that 44 billion is a lot of money. Not to him, it's not. To some of us, it's a number that we can't comprehend. But that's how he's making his money. I'll just do it for another year, and that's probably it for me. Google and PayPal will always give you this crap, their users. Well, I was a big supporter of Elon. I thought he was doing fantastic things. Now he's not going to do the Department of Government, whatever it is, Doge. He's not going to do that for very long. He's going to do it for 90 days. Vivek Ramaswamy's kind of kicked it into the long grass. He's not going to be part of that, so they've squashed that. And if any of the X people want to speak to me, more than happy to take a call, more than happy to take an email, more than happy to discuss it with you, but that's just grubby. Grubby. The attention economy, grubby. And finally, have you seen DeepSeek yet? Because I can't. I mean, I'm running out of incontinence pants at this rate. Neuralink planting chips, do you think? Yeah, that's what he wants to do. They want to know exactly where you're going and what you're doing and who you're doing it with and how much money you've got. It's a power that should not be held by one person or one company or one government. Should not. I mean, I know we can talk about one world, but they shouldn't. DeepSeek, I can't stop laughing, because the Donald has done some extraordinary work in the last 2 weeks. I mean, he's hit the ground running. He's got all this going on. He's got stuff going on. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Except America, I keep telling you, thinks it's John Wayne. They think they're the hero. They think they're the movie star. They think that, well, no, they haven't got hundreds of thousands of kids that go missing every year. Ask Hillary. How does she look so young? I mean, can you remember when she was in her 20s and 30s when she was married to Bill. I mean, you just wouldn't with somebody else's, let alone your own. And now she looks incredibly different. So the Americans have got this zeitgeist, they've got this thinking, and the Donald wants America to be the crypto capital of the world, America first, and they want America to be the AI capital of the world. So the Donald has been chucking barbs, if you wish, at the Chinese, because the Chinese are never going to go fighting, never, ever, ever go fighting. They want stability, because with stability, they can make money. They've got a load of countries' debt. $36 trillion worth of debt America's holding, or is China kind of bought some of it. But now, Donald come out and went, here, bloody Chinese, and Panama Canal, you can Foxtrot Oscar, you're not getting the Panama Canal, I don't care what you've done, who you've talked to, and how much money you've paid. That belongs to us. We are going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. We're going to start drill, baby, drill, 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 and, well, the Panama Canal's ours. And the Chinese must have had a meeting. You know what? They've gone to the local strip bar and a bit of hubble bubble. So they've been to the local strip bar and they've gone, right, lads, what we're going to do with this Donald man? He wants the Panama Canal back. Should we give it to him back? Should we laugh? What we're going to do? And somebody says, here, do you know what we'll do? Do you know our AI is so far superior to any American's AI, that's artificial intelligence to me and you. What we'll do is we'll unleash, what should we call it? Get that stripper back in, you know, the one with the big, herd. What do you call it? Deep what? Deep seek. Yeah, that's what we can call our AI. Let's call it Deep Seek. And, well, it's light years ahead of the Americans, and let's just tell you what, this is really going to piss Donald off. Let's give it away for free. But then we'll not make any money. Neither will the Americans. But what about NVIDIA? Don't care. What about ChatGPT? Don't care. What about all the AI that the Americans are working on? Don't care. Let's give it away for free. And all of a sudden, DeepSeek lands a week ago. And the Americans are losing their mind because this DeepSeek is free. Free. You don't have to pay a monthly subscription. We're back to where we started at the beginning of this life. No subscription. Don't have to pay anything. All you've got to be is good with your prompts. And if you're good with your prompts, DeepSeek is going to turn your life around. And that's why the Chinese have given it away for free, because it's pissed Donald Trump off. And the Americans massively. It's free. DeepSeek, you can pick it up. Now, if you're not into AI at the moment, I kind of get that because some of it's quite confusing. But today, if you're not into AI, it's a bit like not being into Bitcoin in 2013. It's the future. Stephen Hall says, I've not heard of this one yet. DeepSeek, one word, get the app from the App Store, wherever you get it from. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And if anybody's been paying monthly subscription, it's better than any version of ChatGPT. It's better than any AI version you can match. I agree, fixed tech, some of it is quite creepy, but I'm just laughing because the Americans were making money from this. They were on the grift. They were trying to charge you monthly subscription and drip feed you. And the Chinese have just gone, here, if you want the Panama Canal, have it. Your AI shit. And they just dropped this DeepSeek like a week ago. And honestly, you want to see the techies, they're losing their mind. Every single AI has just been knocked into the long grass. And NVIDIA, I think it was about $1 trillion worth of share price, just disappeared. Yeah, the Americans love money, but they've just lost a shit ton of it. What was I going to talk about? I was going to mention digital coins. I've kind of done Charles the Week. I don't know whether you follow crypto, but just keep an eye open over the next, until the beginning of March, because OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, yeah, I get that, appointed by Trump. What's he been appointed as by the Wolf Project? Because I know, wasn't he behind Twitter? Was he Twitter chief exec? But crypto over the next 90 days, they're trying to put regulatory frameworks in place. Stargate, right, okay. And everybody's putting their money on XRP. Going up a little, Bitcoin, I'm not sure where it's going. But if it kicks off the way I think it's going to do, then there's going to be some very wealthy kids. Because all the kind of sort of late teens, early 20s, they're not doing 9 to 5s, they're not going to work, they're playing crypto. And some of them are making obscene amounts of money. And I can only, I haven't got a pot to pee in, but some of these kids that I talk to, the 21, 22-year-olds, dear Lord, their life is just going to be so different. Cuban Pete, is it hot in Malta? No? What are you talking about? If it's free, you are the product. Of course, Rich. Yeah, I get that. A bit like Facebook and Twitter and this. You are the product. But this is World War III. The attention economy is World War III. You have to understand that those that control the data, whether it's crypto or AI or anything else, and there was something that I saw just before I came on air, they're now saying that the illegals coming into this country, there's twice as many of them drawing benefits than there is Brits. Maybe it's something that I'll talk about on Sunday, because I got the graph and I thought, holy Jesus, that can't be real. So there's lots of stuff going on that we miss. But crypto, don't be scared of it. They are going to go to digital currencies. Europe wants to have a digital euro. There's going to be a digital pound. There's going to be a digital dollar. And the BRICS, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, they're not buying and selling their oil and stuff, their utilities, with the petrodollar. They're not. And so, as I say, parents, governance, WEF, Reeves, Davos, Starmer. The controlling element in all of these is big government. And they are just telling the politicians to do as they are damn well told. And I've said to you before, crypto, growing your own food, making sure that you're self-sufficient is a way of exiting the matrix. And you have skills. If you can grow food, then you are improving your skills, and please pass them down to your kids and your grandkids. And crypto can make people wealthy, generationally wealthy. But let's look, I can be talking out of my backside. When have I ever been right? So thank you for we're not going to do 2 hours tonight, obviously. We'll see where we go on Sunday. There will be another live from Sunday. I'm off to follow in the footsteps of the Knights Templar, to follow in the footsteps of the Knight Hospitaller, and to follow in the Knights of the Knight Malta, who still exist in Malta. So I'll try and record some bits and pieces for you, because the conspiracy theories are this way, when actually reality is hidden in plain sight. So I'm going to meet some Knights of Malta tomorrow, lunchtime, and so things are there for people who have the eyes to see. And I've spent many, 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 many years reading about and studying about the Knights Templar, and I do believe that they are still around. I do. I've told you before. When the King of France persecuted them, tortured them, slaughtered them, they got their insane wealth out of Europe. Some believe it went onto the west coast of Scotland. Some believe that Rosslyn Chapel was built to hide their wealth. Some people don't know where the money's gone, the insane wealth that they had, and power. Some people believe it's buried at Oak Island, if you're watching that TV series for the last 12 series. Me, I believe it's the banking system in Switzerland. It's that simple. All they've done is they've transposed the white tunic with the red cross, the red 8-pointed cross. It's not the cross of Jerusalem, which is Templar, but their 8-pointed cross on their tunics. It's just been turned around, so it's the Swiss flag is red with a white cross. I mean, if only I could, maybe I should write a book about what I know, because it would be fabulously interesting. But thank you for being here for the live tonight. We're a little shorter tonight. We will get back to the usual 2 hours plus with all the stuff that's going on. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence. Be well, stay healthy, stay well, look after yourself. We'll be back Sunday, 8 o'clock, and we'll do more of the malarkey. But whatever you do, wherever you go, even if it's in Malta, and no, it's bloody freezing. When we got here, absolutely lashed it down. I've never seen rain like it. But it's going to be lovely blue skies tomorrow. Enjoy the next few days. Please be my eyes and my ears. If there's stuff going on at home, just drop me an email or just drop me a comment on one of the videos, and I'll pick it up eventually. But whatever you do, wherever you go, don't forget the Battenberg.